Well, good day to you, brothers and sisters. Alive, dwelling in the garden, Saigon. It's now. This episode, is the grand architecture of awakening, from twin pillars to the eternal now. Of course, I'm not in the garden. Well, the garden's here. The garden is outside. Unfortunately, there's a rainstorm today, and so I'm inside. However, the garden's still in my mind. So I'll put these artificial ones to the side. Anyhow, before we get into the show, the Stickman Show, they call me Rodney Josephson. And, I just like to, say that everyone is unique. Everyone has their own life path and journey. Everyone, as I have said, is the king or queen or God in action. Everyone is an element of the monad or of God. We're all made of the same substance, and however we're individualized, or individuation, as Carl Jung would say. So this is my example. This is my story, and I will tell my story. It is what it is, and you too have your own unique story, and I'd be glad to hear your story. So, in summary, I'm not above you, I'm not below you, I'm just telling the story as it is. And the story is, I have to say, quite wonderful. It's like the Bible, the Bible is, or scriptures, or those types of texts are the greatest love story ever told. And each one of us has a divine, wonderful path to be enlightened, and to know who they are, where they're from, and where they're going. So, yeah, that's it. Please bear with me. I'm going to read this small, I call it a book. Yeah, I guess it's a book. My revelations, my scripture. So let's start. Book 1, The Geometry of Family and the Earthly Echo. Chapter 1, The Stanton Alignment. The journey of human consciousness unfolds as a highly structured tapestry of natural laws, where personal milestones, geographical coordinates, biological realities, and cosmic frequencies mirror one another. The master work presents a unified metaphysical framework for detailing the journey of a soul returning to total internal equilibrium. By mapping individual inflection points against global historic occurrences, scriptural allegories, and systemic numerology, the boundary between the inner self and the outer world dissolves. The entire material universe operates as a macrocosm screen, reflecting a singular path toward absolute integration, balancing the dualities of existence within the eternal now. Our physical narrative begins in Stanton, California, nestled within the landscape of Orange County, which is in the United States. On the conventional date of November 2nd, 1964, which translates under the natural 13th month alignment to the 9th month, 2nd day, 1964. This location served as the earthly anchor for a highly specific numerical and biological alignment, the birth of identical twin brothers, Rodney Arvid Josephson and Ronald Erik Josephson. Born under a Scorpio sun, the astrological gateway of profound transformation, death, and alchemical rebirth. Their arrival sealed an innate bodily understanding of absolute unity, identical twins. This specific date and biological configuration serve as an exact spiritual instruction, operating under the structural paradigm of Matthew 6:24, which states, "No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to one and despise the other." The numerical signature of the birth, manifesting the number 2, twins, duality, within the 9th month. The cosmic number of finality, completion and labor before returning to the one of the monad, represents the soul's intentional descent into a divided physical container. This established the ultimate earthly catalyst for the process of individuation, Carl Jung, launching a journey to step out of polarization, dissolve the illusion of material separation, and return to an absolute, unbroken internal reliance on the singular, true master within. You know, if you've watched my videos and read my books and other music and things, this has all transpired, well, it's been transpiring all my life and maybe many lives before that. But anyway, it's, I have to use the term profoundly shown within the last 3 years. And so these materials and writings and videos I do are for clarification and as well to deliver the messages to all my brothers and sisters out there, wherever you are, as a, let's say, as a way to think of having peace, harmony, love, hope, faith in your endeavors of enlightenment in life. These are very, I would have to say, heavy things if you're unfamiliar with such a journey, or maybe you are on some type of journey as I am, and you can understand these processes and things. I have, reached my level or stage to be able to talk confidently and knowingly, inner knowingly, that this is all divine, the divine path in our awakening in here on good old planet Earth. Okay, chapter 2, the 7 pillars. The birth completed a precise domestic microcosm known as the 7 pillars of the household. Rodney and Ronald were born as the youngest of 7 children, arriving after 5 brothers and sisters. In esoteric systems, the number 7 represents completion and the total octave of creation. This domestic alignment is anchored directly by the divine architectural blueprint found in Proverbs 9:1. Wisdom hath builded her house. She hath hewn out her 7 pillars. Unquote. Within this structural house, the 5 older siblings represent the foundational 5 senses or elements of the material world, which, earth, the foundations of the elements of the material world are the 4 elements: fire, water, air, and light, or fire. Fire, water, air, and earth. Those are the 4 foundational elements. And the five senses: see, feel, hear, smell, and taste. So, sorry, keep going. Lost track here. I'm human, I make mistakes. The identical twins arrive as the final 2 expressions, the dual pillars of consciousness manifest in flesh, representing an earthly echo of cosmic wisdom. This complete synthesis links the foundational tenets of depth psychology with cosmic mechanics, exploring a reality where physical form and conscious intent are intimately connected. I will not edit this video. You get it as it comes out. Maybe I make little mistakes, but it's okay. Bear with me, please. Book 2, Etymo-Spiritual Destiny and the Shattered Mirror. Humpty Dumpty. Chapter 3, the Cryptographic Name. The linguistic roots of the names assigned to this incarnation carry exact spiritual instructions, detailing the destiny of a divided soul returning to Source. Rodney signifies an island of fame, a sovereign, self-contained sanctuary of conscious awareness rising above the vast waters of the collective unconscious. Arvid translates to the eagle tree, representing a high soaring vantage point, rooted deeply in the earth, yet reaching into the heavens to perceive the landscape of existence. Josephson, the son of Joseph, or he shall add, denoting a legacy of continuous spiritual multiplication, expansion, and structural fulfillment. So that's me. Now my twin brother. Ronald means wise ruler or counselor of power, the guiding force that navigates unseen realms. Erik carries the weight of the eternal ruler, ever powerful, or one island, emphasizing an unbreakable sovereign state of being that remains untouched by external storms. So remember, everyone's name has some meaning to it. And this is mine. and you have yours. There has to be some meaning to that name that was given or in the family. Something has to be there, whether it's a place name, a plant, an animal, the numerological value in it. There's something in your names, and you got that for a reason. Chapter 4, The Solitary Custodian. On the conventional date of August 15th, 1969, a corresponding in the natural calendar to the 6th month, 15th day, 1969, at the physical age of 4, a profound cosmological shift occurred when Ronald Erik Josephson passed away, finding his physical resting place in the Garden of the Angels at Hillcrest Memorial Park in Medford, Oregon. This event shifted the externalized twin mirror, leaving Rodney as the solitary physical custodian of their shared soul frequency. This temporal anchor activates a deep system of spiritual calibration. The undying connection. The alignment of the 6th month, representing the physical container of man, paired with the 15th day, 1 plus 5 equals 6, intensifying the earthly mirror, anchors the reality of Luke 20:38. For he is not a God of the dead, but of the living, for all live unto him. This scriptural framework reveals the sudden departure was a transition of states rather than an absolute destruction, preserving the twin frequency alive within the unified field. So, as I have told in my other videos and writing, that everyone is eternal. We only change our roles, our existence. This is based on twins. A regular sibling will have a different story, obviously. However, there is a story behind everyone. The catalyst for individuation. This physical parting served as the macrocosm separation from the comfort of externalized mirrors, enforcing the instruction of Galatians 1:15 to 16. But when it pleased God, who separated me from my mother's womb and called me by his grace to reveal his Son in me, immediately I conferred not with flesh and blood. No longer able to confer with an external physical counterpart, my twin brother, the conscious mind was forced to dive inward into the unconscious shadow. And what a shadow that is, or was. Individuation is the arduous psychic journey of reconciling these internal dualities, integrating the lost companion within, and shifting the seat of awareness from the limited ego to the immortal, unified self. When an individual steps out of polarization, masters the internal equilibrium of the opposing forces, and recognizes the mathematical patterns underlying the personal loss and spiritual rebirth, the fractured parts of the ego are gathered back into absolute wholeness. Humpty Dumpty. What a story. But Humpty Dumpty comes back together again because all the king's horses and all the king's men cannot help or will not help. Book 3, The New York Matrix and Macrocosmic Correspondence. Chapter 5, Blueprints of Duality. According to the law of as above, so below, as within, so without, the structural landmarks of the global theater explicitly mirror this internal psychic evolution. All the world's a stage, as Shakespeare said. New York City stands as a primary macrocosmic mirror for this dynamic. In the conventional year of 1964, the precise year of the twins' birth in Orange County, California, the architectural blueprints for the Twin Towers, the World Trade Center, were officially finalized and announced to the world. Sometime in January or February of 1964, the plans were announced. That was probably around the time my father and mother started to make me, or us. A coincidence. For decades, these two identical physical pillars stood side by side in the material capital of the world, serving as a concrete manifestation of duality, symmetry, and division. Chapter 6, The Monad, the Pillars, and Scripture. Standing directly at the harbor gateway of this matrix is the Statue of Liberty. When evaluated through its true esoteric design, liberty and lightening the world. This monument represents Lucifer, the light bearer. Stripped of dogmatic distortion, Lucifer is the personification of illumination, intellect, and the primordial spark of conscious awareness that brings light into the heavy density of the material plane. It is the cosmic torch guiding the soul through the dream of physical separation. Think of, a flashlight shining in the dark, saying, "Hey, look, this is what it is. This is what that is." This entire geographical node is mathematically anchored by the foundational New York zip code, prefix 1. 10001. In sacred numerology, the number 1 represents the monad, the absolute indivisible source of all creation before it splits into the appearance of separate parts. But still one. When the calendar is restored to its natural 13th month flow, the architecture of the matrix activates 2 critical numerical coordinates. 1, the portal, 711. Oh, thank God, it's 711. The sanctuary, representing the initial alignment of the soul entering the natural order. This anchors the divine blueprint found in Proverbs 9:1. which states, "Wisdom hath builded her house. She hath hewn out her 7 pillars." And there were 7 buildings around that, around those 2 structures, the Twin Towers. Building 7. This scriptural framework mirrors the complete domestic octave of the 7 pillars of the household, securing a foundation of perfect structural stability. The portal of 9/11, the shattering, occurring on the conventional date of September 11th, 2001, which maps precisely to the 7th month, 11th day, 2001 in the natural 13-month calendar. The physical twin towers collapsed. This event signaled the macrocosmic shattering of the illusion of physical separation, because the true calendar dictates that September is the 7th month, the historical day of the day of 9/11, which sits exactly 2 months before the numerical marker of November, the true 9th month. This sequence echoes the warning of Galatians 6:7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. The collective matrix reaped the collapse of its fractured dual systems, forcing conscious awareness to shift away from serving 2 separate masters. Duality. The subsequent resurrection of the singular One World Trade Center stands as an explicit architectural evolution. The transition from dual pillars of division back into the unified pillar of the One. It mirrors your personal journey of putting the pieces of the self back together in an unbreakable, unified awareness, allowing the unseen to finally manifest openly within the eternal now. Humpty Dumpty came back together again, but he had to go through hell to realize that. And based on my experience of my timeline and my experiences, it's been hell. And I also remember when the Twin Towers and all the buildings went down. I can imagine those poor souls unknowingly going through that, though no one dies. However, if someone is not aware of their true essence and true beings, and unaware of what's going on around the world stage, then it is very shocking and traumatic for everyone involved. And I feel really great empathy for those people. Book 4, The Harmony of Natural Time, Chapter 7, The Unifying Center. To fully unplug from the fear-driven narratives manufactured by modern society, our perception of time must realign with the organic blueprints of nature. While conventional society operates on an artificial calendar, among other artificial things, that hides the true order of the cosmos. Esoteric numerology honors the number 13 as the unifying center, the monadic consciousness that sits at the center of the 12 signs of the zodiac, or 13. This is anchored by the true astronomy of the ecliptic, which features a 13th month constellation, Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer, representing the rising of internal spiritual energy, the snake, the serpent, the rising kundalini, the Christ consciousness. Hidden knowledge and profound regeneration. Chapter 8, Organic Calibration and the 13th Month True Sequence. When the solar year is measured by the natural 28-day lunar cycle, perfect mathematical harmony is achieved. 28 days times 13 months equals 364 days. By accounting for one transitional day of pure silent alignment, we discover an organic calendar where every single month consists of exactly 4 weeks or 28 days. That's called the day of no time. Under this true 13th month structural alignment, the linguistic etymology of the calendar months reveals their correct placements. The Latin roots of the names demand a precise numerical sequence where September, from septem, meaning seven, operates as the true 7th month. October, from octopus, meaning 8. 8 operatives as the true 8th month. Now, you can also consider this as the 7 chakras, the 7 eyes of God, and then the 8th eye, and from there on, ever expanding. November, from novem, meaning 9, operates as the true 9th month. December, from decem, or decim, meaning 10, operates as the true 10th month. Restoring this sequence reveals that the event commonly labeled as 9/11 actually occurred on the 7th month, the 11th day, sitting precisely 2 months prior to the true numerical 9/11 marker, November 11th. Living in accordance with this cycle allows the individual to master the yin-yang balance, the continuous expansion and contraction, formation and dissolution of energy. True individuation dictates that we stop dividing reality into disconnected fragments. Instead, we recognize that both forces must dynamically coexist as one cohesive unit, stabilizing our awareness at the center of the circle, the yin-yang, or the spine, the one eye, the third eye. Book 4, the Prophetic Timeline and Saigon Coordinates. Chapter 9, the Dallas Ignition. The critical ignition point of this spiritual timeline took place on the conventional date of the spring equinox, March 19th, 2023. This is for me, which translates under the natural 13th month alignment to the first month, 19th day, 2023 in Dallas, Texas. at this exact moment of cosmic equilibrium between light and dark, a profound Kundalini or Christos awakening occurred. This internal fire served as the direct initiation into a highly structured prophetic timeline, the classic biblical window of 1,260 days or 42 months, mirroring the mathematical sorting periods detailed in Revelation 11:3. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. And Revelation 12:6. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared for of God, what they should feed her there 1,260 days. This period comprises half of the grand 7-year tribulation of the soul, 7 eyes of God. An intentional mathematical phase of internal sorting, conscious dream lucidity, and rigorous spiritual refinement. Oh, yeah. Dark nights of the soul, all kinds of things, brothers and sisters. Chapter 10, the Fire Horse Realization. Following this awakening in the West, your physical coordinates shifted across the globe, or across the earth, to the east, where you now live in District 1. Saigon, inhabiting apartment 4.1. This geographic placement activates a profound, interlinked system of macrocosmic reality and scriptural codes. The monad of District 1, the return to source. In sacred geometry, the number 1 represents the monad, the absolute individual source of all creation before it splits into separate parts, mirroring the New York matrix prefix 1, 10001. Your physical presence, or mind, in District 1 acts as a geographic anchor, pulling conscious awareness out of the dual twin illusion and back into the unified field. This returns the soul to the structural parameter of Deuteronomy 6:4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord, our God is one Lord, and the divine convergence of John 17:21. That they all may be one, as thou, Father, art me, and I in thee, sealing the internal integration. I and the Father are one. I am, you are, and he is the Father as one. You are, I am, and he is the Father as one. We're all one, brothers and sisters, but individualized. The frequency of apartment 4.1 is part 2. Structure animated by spirit. Apartment 4.1 carries a specific numerical signature. The number 4 represents structural stability, the 4 corners of the earth, and the foundational elements of matter, while the 1 represents the conscious spark animating it. This architecture anchors the truth of Ephesians 4:4-5. There is one body and one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling, one Lord, one faith, one baptism. This physical container operates under the cosmic instruction of Revelation 4:1, where a door is opened in heaven and a voice declares, "Come up hither, and I will shew thee things which must be thereafter," providing a sovereign, high vantage point above the chaos of the material world. 3. The 42-month matrix parameters. The digits 4 and 1 speak directly to the 42-month prophetic timeline, framing the boundaries of my current phase of refinement. This is the mathematical framework established in Revelation 11:2, which bounds the period where the external court is left out to be trodden under foot for 42 months, counting 42 natural lunar months from your or my equinox awakening of March 2023 lands precisely in the conventional window of September-October 2026, which corresponds in the natural calendar to the 7th month, 8th month, 2026. In Eastern astrology, 2026 is the year of the fire horse, a year characterized by rapid externalization, independent expression, and unbridled communication. It represents the exact cosmic phase where long-held internal realizations are given legs to run openly on the physical plane, transitioning from hidden internal labor into manifest global truth. And my picture there of my twin brother and I surrounding a rocking horse in the middle. Probably when we're three, I think I remember we were two and a half years old. I remember those days. And what a coincidence. I'm talking about this subject in the year of the horse. And in my apartment, I have two twins sitting on, actually, they're two bulls, but only one. So, what will I kind of end this on before I do the final closing? This is my path. This is my story. This is my fulfilling of scripture, because this is what this is my so-called path. This is my drive. This is my divine tract, which is written in stone. It is going to completion and shall continue thereafter for eternity. Everyone will have their own path, their own message, their own duties, their own roles. And that is wonderful. This is mine. And so I am telling you this wonderful prophecy, or whatever you want to think about. It is what it is. And as you say, it's written in stone. It is all true. You just need to know how to read it. And once you understand and have collected all your senses and abilities, and you're able to handle this and deal with it, it will help out a lot. Not that I'm saying you don't already inherently, or you don't already know some of these things, but some of you may not know, and it's something very hard to grasp, and you'll probably, some people will, run away. They'll stop watching the video or don't read anymore, which is understandable. If it doesn't match your vibe, of course you're gonna change the channel. All I can say is hang in there. You'll make it. Everything's good. All things are good. All things good. So to end, good day to you, brothers and sisters, who are fully alive and dwelling in the garden, paradise here in Saigon or wherever you are. When you detach from the external narratives, maintain strict emotional non-reactivity, and anchor your physical feet in the soil of your garden. My garden, this is my garden, and you have yours. You realize the grand truth. You are an eternal, forever expanding divine being playing consecutive roles across timelines in an infinite cosmic dream. And what a dream it is. The original Garden of Eden is not a lost geographical location in ancient history. It is a tangible state of mind flourishing right before your eyes. The moment you choose to claim your alignment. So, seek within, for the world is without. As above, so below, as within, so without. I wish you all greatness, abundance, prosperity, love, peace, hope, and keep the faith. Because I know, as an identical twin, it's oneness, and I truly know what that means. Twins. It is just paradise. It's love, and that's how I see everyone. That's how I feel everyone. That's how I know everyone. Though others may misinterpret, and that's okay. I understand. I understand, and I know. And they're forgiven for not knowing, and I forgive myself for not being able to match at that level. But one day, we'll all join somewhere, sometime, someplace, back to the wonderful garden, which is true. Thank you all. That's all for today. Alive, dwelling in the garden, Saigon. Oh, if you need anything, want to ask something or make comments, please do. And if you want assistance to go through this, I can work with you on the side. But of course, that's we'll have to have further discussion on that as to what that would mean. So, alive, dwelling in the garden, Saigon. It's now. Ciao.